afternoon, Bloomers and friends. Jack McClelland here, your moderator. I'm pitch hitting again this week for Rev Kev. As some of you may know, Rev Kev is back in Wisconsin. There was a death in his family. His brother-in-law passed away. So I'm sure we all want to send our prayers to Kevin, his sister, and the entire family. And then hopefully our wishes for safe travels when Kevin returns later this week. He will be there on Sunday. A lot going on this week, the last 7 or 8 days with Bloom. A group of 9 of us went out to Our Lady of Soledad Church out in Coachella, where we got to see firsthand the work that is being done with at the way station house that is being run there for the families who are being granted asylum in this country. It was quite an eye-opening experience for those of us who were there. I think we were all very touched and profoundly affected by it. Me personally, what I can't get out of my head is the memory of the children. Half the clients, I guess we could call them, to go through this facility are children, of course the other half being their parents. And we're talking children 12, 11, 9, 8, 6, 5 years old. The looks on their faces of fear, joy, concern, I will never forget what it looked like. The fact that we can actually be doing this kind of good, cooperating with them. What we did down there was, there were, again, actually 11 of us, excuse me. We sorted clothing, bags upon bags upon garbage bags filled with clothing. I think we had 12 or 13 long tables. There's probably a picture in Bloom Notes about this. Women's clothing, men's clothing, kids' clothing, winter clothing. And we just did stacked for 3 or 4 hours, and we barely made a dent in the clothing that is donated. We got a tour of the facility. Learned about how Sister Flo and her staff help all these people in transition, making travel arrangements to get to the city and the country where their sponsor, and they must have a sponsor to be granted asylum, where their sponsor lives. And actually, be a little bit more after this video. Sister Flo came on Sunday and spoke to all of us in Bloom as part of our speaker series during fellowship hour. Not only was she profound, many of us have commented it was kind of astounding at the end of her conversation. A room full of Bloomers were silent. She affected every one of us. Ran a special collection, collected even more money. I was privileged to give her a check for $1,795, representing money that was given to Bloom to pass on to them, $600 from the United Church of Christ Keeping Families Together initiative, plus money that was matched by Bloomers. We're going to continue with this as a ministry for Bloom. It just seems to be hitting very close to home. This morning I had the privilege of attending the Harvey Milk Diversity Breakfast here in Palm Springs at the Convention Center. The breakfast has gotten so large, it is the largest in the country. I find that interesting. A little town of 40,000 people has the largest, bigger than San Francisco, Harvey Milk Diversity Breakfast. The thousands that are raised, and it's been over $150,000 over the years of this breakfast, is all raised and helps the Gay Straight Alliances and Safe Schools projects here in the Coachella Valley. Seeing what we're doing for in Bloom always buys a table every year, and what we can do for these young people who are in a very different place than most of us old folks. When we came out at later stages of life, these young men and women are coming out in grammar schools in some cases. While I was sitting there this morning and they were talking about the guest speakers and the people who were being recognized with special awards, we're talking about the linkage between the LGBT community and community justice and struggle for Black Lives Matter and things like that. And it struck me as perhaps that's why Bloom is taking so strongly to the ministry and helping Sister Flo. As we are not an LGBT church, but there's no question we are majority LGBT, so we have a vibe, if you will, within Bloom about this. And that seems to drive our need to participate in social justice. Obviously, and so now we're doing that through our work down at Our Lady of Soledad and the Harvey Milk Breakfast. As I mentioned, Sister Flo, Russ will be showing some clips from Sunday at the fellowship time with Sister Flo. So sit back and enjoy those. You'll probably get a lot more enjoyment of that than listening to me. So have a wonderful week, folks. We'll see you all on Sunday. Those of you who are going to be here for our semi-annual congregation meeting. As a reminder, everyone has a voice. Members have a vote. So we'll see you on Sunday. Thank you.
All of these wonderful people are coming to us, and I hate to hear in the news when they say they're a threat to our society, they're this, they're that. When you look at their faces, and you look at their stories, and you look at them cuddling and cradling their children, they are not a threat to our society. They're not a threat to me, to you. They're coming across, and they're literally coming across, and they're so grateful that the little bit that we do for them, that they're helping us cook, they're helping us clean the bathrooms, they're helping us to pick up the trash, and they're helping us to serve each other. We are in desperate need of volunteers. And I tell them, they come, they want to work, they want to get involved, they want to start their new lives. I worked on, I'm going to cry, I worked on Easter Sunday so that others could enjoy their time with their families. And as I saw them get off the bus and I walked in, I looked at them, and all of a sudden, you know, God has those awe moments for us every once in a while. Well, I had one on Easter Sunday. And on Easter Sunday, I looked at the people and I said, oh my God, Jesus just resurrected in front of my eyes. They are seeking a new life and a new resurrection. And there it was right in front of my eyes. Jesus alive, walking with us, suffering with us. What a beautiful awe moment I had. And I still can't stop crying. But it was one of those awe moments that I will never forget. Border Patrol, when they're given a Border Patrol gives them a half-frozen bean burrito and 2 glasses of water a day.
Wow.
Yuma, when they cross over in Yuma, Arizona, they're given cup of noodle soup 3 times a day. Hot water. With all that salt, when they get to us, they are more dehydrated than when they started. Yesterday, after a 13-hour day on Friday and a 10-hour day yesterday, around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, we get a call and said, Sister, there's 20 people that just got dropped off at the Indio bus station. What can we do to help them? We were 130 people already at our station. What can we do? Okay, I'll ask for forgiveness later, but we're going to go pick them up. So we had some college students from COD, and they had just finished a long day, and we were just serving lunch. And they said, well, they may not get there till around 4 o'clock. I said, well, let's go to the bus station. Let's find out if they're there or not. So we grabbed another driver. We took 2 vans. We went up there, and there are 13 people. The bus station is closed from 2 to 4. They had no water, no bathrooms, nothing. And 2 of the dads had left to go find food. And they went walking to go find food. So I said, well, how are we going to find these 2 people who walked to the church or to find food? So one of the daughters came with me in the van. We went driving up and down the streets. We went to the church. They said they went to go find the church who was supposed to help them, which was Our Lady of Perpetual Help. Well, we looked around. We went to the church. We looked up and down the streets for 2 men in black shirts. We couldn't find them, but I did get a phone call from the other driver that said, Sister Flo, they have arrived back to the group. So great. I only had 5 minutes to run around Indio, city of Indio. So got back in the van, came back, and sure enough, they were there, and they had gotten to Jack in the Box and got them tacos. And they had enough money to split a taco with the 13 people that was there. They each had a half a taco. They had bought a bottle of water, a big gallon of water, tacos, and a bottle of soda. And I told them who we were, and that we were there to pick them up, and that we would get them a bath and a shower. And they said, oh, Hermana, thank you so much. We haven't taken a bath in 7 days.